In my food processor, I have the about a half of a small onion, just kind of chopped up. And here's 1 clove of garlic. I'm just going to chop that up just slightly. Put that in there. One rib of celery, and I really do not like the leaves. I'm going to get rid of that. You just chop this up into about 1/2 inch pieces and put that in there in the processor. And 1 carrot, again into chunks. Put that in there. And take the lid, put it on there. And basically you want to pulse this until it's small. I have my pot over low heat, well, medium low heat. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. And no, that's not margarine. I don't use margarine. And melt that up. Get it started melting. And I'm going to add our carrots, onions, garlic, and celery into that. And basically, we just want to cook this until it gets soft. We really don't want to brown it. The next step is, here I have a meatloaf mixture from my grocery store. This is ground beef, ground pork, ground veal. It's about 1.5 pounds. About 1.5 pounds. And so the next step is you want to brown this. It's been going a couple minutes and the meat's sort of broken up. You're going to break it up more anyway. And add 1.5 cups of regular milk. Not 2%, not skim milk, just regular 4% whole milk. And let this come back up to a boil. And you want to basically boil all the milk out. The milk has pretty much boiled away, so I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of dried parsley. And here is Italian seasoning, and it's so full. I'm going to add approximately 1.5 teaspoons of dried parsley. And then add 1.5 cups of wine. So now, and all this time you've been going through this and trying to get the chunks of the ground beef and everything in small pieces. And I'm going to boil this away. Rinse out your food processor bowl. If there's carrots or something left in there, that's okay. And take a 28-ounce can of whole tomatoes. Don't use diced. I've used, there's a difference. There's just a difference. So use whole tomatoes. And combine this until it's very smooth, like a tomato sauce. The wine has reduced. Okay, we've got the ground beef. We flavored it with the milk. We flavored it with the wine. Now we want 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. So we're going to add that. And then we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix this in. Just mix it in. Okay, it's mixed in. Now we're going to add the tomatoes, the 28 ounce can of tomatoes. I'm going to put this in there. And we're going to cook this. Once it thickens, we'll turn the heat off and we'll just let it rest. We're going to make the white sauce. Here is a half of a stick of butter, not margarine, and we want to melt this. The butter is melted, so we're going to add 1/4 cup of flour. And you want to stir this up and cook it for a minute and a half just to make sure that the butter and the flour dissolves together. You don't want to really brown it. You just want to cook it for about a minute. Okay, it's been a minute. I'm going to add 2 cups of milk. This is regular whole milk, 4% milk. And put that in there. I turned the heat up to medium-high, and I'm going to add another 2 cups of milk. It was starting to already get a little bit thick. You can kind of feel it. So I'm going to stir that in. So that's 4 cups of milk altogether. And I'm going to add a little bit of nutmeg, just a shake. That's it. If you have to measure that, I would say it's just a pinch. Well, it has been 15 minutes. The sauce is really starting to get thick. It's really coating the spoon fairly well. And it's time to turn the heat off and just let this rest and come to room temperature. And also, you need to stir this quite often while you're cooking it. A lot of people say to stir it constantly. Well, I never do that, but I do stir it a lot and pay attention to it.